What's up guys, Michael from 23 Design. So why you're watching this video is because you purchased a taillight painting service from us and you have blind spot monitors on your truck and you did the core taillight exchange so that you don't have any downtime, which is an awesome feature that we offer. What we found on these trucks from 19 to 23 now is that there are small variances and features in the blind spot monitors. So the easiest way for us to go about this and keep track of everything is for you to keep the sensors that came on your truck and do a swap when the taillights arrive to you. So I'm going to go over how to swap out the actual sensor itself. So when you receive these taillights, you have 6 screws to install on each one. Swap that sensor into the new taillight, send us yours back, and you'll be good to go. So to swap these sensors, you're going to need 2 tools. You need a T20 Torx bit. It can be a screwdriver. I like these, makes it very easy. Whatever you have, they're not in there very hard. You don't need any type of impact. And then you need a flat blade screwdriver. It can be pretty much any size. So you have 4 screws on here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to start by removing those. Next, these heat sinks can be in here a little snug, so I always like to take a flathead screwdriver and you can kind of lightly pry around the sides. And once you get it started, it's honestly very easy to get out. Once it's started, you can just go ahead, grab it. There's a seal on it, just be careful of the wires. And then you have your heat sink with the sensor. So now that you have the heat sink and the sensor out, you have 2 more screws that are also T20 Torx. And now the heat sink will actually detach from the sensor itself. There are 2 little clips down here that they don't actually clip in, but they just slide in so that the bottom is retained. You only have 2 screws at the top, so make sure when you're reinstalling that it sits in like that. So we can get rid of the heat sink, move that off to the side. Now you have the red lock. Push the lock down, the top depress, and your sensor will come out. Take these from your taillights and add them to your new core swapped painted taillights. So now you can take your new taillight with the sensor and heat sink from your truck. Go ahead and install the pigtail onto the sensor first. Make sure you hear it click and lock down the tab. Next, slide it into the bottom where you see the 2 slots and push in so that it meets the top where you'll add your 2 gold screws. Next, when you're installing, make sure the wire is off to the side. You don't want it to lay in front of it, but you also need to be careful that it doesn't get in the way of the seal because you won't have a good seal on the back of the taillight. You don't want water getting in there. Now once your heatsink and sensor is in and your wires are out of the way, go ahead and push this down firmly and make sure it's fully seated. Now you can take your 4 screws, your black screws, and put them back in to your taillight. You are completely done with your installation of your blind spot monitor system.